Tell me about your decision to leave. Why are you leaving?
Well, it's probably time for change for me. Chatwin's a little bit bigger community. They have an industrial tax base. Valemount has some great opportunities here, and I'll miss some of those opportunities that are yet to happen. We actually, my wife and I started my career in local government in Chatwin, and my wife and I started our family at least in Chatwin. So it's sort of like going full circle, going back home, and yeah, we're just hoping that we'll be able to make a difference when we get up there as well.
What has been the highest point of your time here?
I think my personal favorite is the Visitor Information Center and Village Office.
Right.
We're able to create that new feature on the highway to draw traffic off the highway, move the village offices to that building, which are a nice new accommodation, and we were able to fill up this building with other tenants who are looking for space. So I think that was a great benefit for everyone.
What is the most challenging part about being the administrator?
Projects, of course, cause change, and change causes controversy. So sometimes it's being able to sort of master the controversy, and a lot of times people don't see the benefit of the project until its completion, right, and then they understand it. The sewer treatment plant, for instance, was a big project, out of sight, out of mind, but it will benefit this community for many, many years in the future, many decades in the future.
Right. Or do you feel like you need to step up at times to play a role of counselor/administrator?
I try not to get involved in the policy side directly, but I have lots of years' experience working in local government, so I have to use those years of experience to help guide council. And council members may be new or old, and there may be things that I know as the administrator, some legal background, the clerk's side of the business, and offer guidance. And sometimes I may have to help steer, but really all I'm trying to do is help them make good and better decisions.
Right. What challenges do you leave with the next administrator and the council as you go on?
Well, I think number one, our core infrastructure is in good shape. The community is in good shape for the future with respect to sewer and water and roads. There are some development potentials. The Saasfee project, they're very serious about getting that started. There are other interests being expressed in the community in the way of land development. I think Valemount is just, again, it's ready to blossom. I think there are more opportunities coming Valemount's way, certainly.
We know that the downtown revitalization tender came back higher than expected. How much of it has been paid for?
Well, no, the tender was fine.
Yep.
I think what one challenge council faced, they had to make a decision about undergrounding hydro service at Dogwood and 5th. Council has found the source, or we knew of the source of funding to cover that cost, but it was an extra that wasn't envisioned in the beginning, and in the end, that was probably $140,000 worth of effort.
Okay.
We have made it very clear that the local taxpayer, is not going to pick up that bill.
So in the end, Valemount taxpayers took what percentage of the project would they have taken?
Of the downtown revite, which is about $1.1.5 million, zero.
Wow.
Of the additional hydro work, the actual tax bill is zero. Of the water main work, 20% of each project, which is about probably about 200,000, a little over 200,000, yep, would come out of village reserves and development cost charges and things like that. Yeah.
So, Valemount's financial position as you take your new position is?
This community,
yeah,
will be left in good financial condition. Yeah. Council has certainly had to spend some money for things like sewer upgrades and water upgrades, water treatment plant. But those projects now will last for 2 or 3 decades, so the amortization period is long. But good shape all the way around, I think. Every administrator likes to say they're leaving things in top-notch condition, and I think they are right now. Yeah, I can't say too much about things on the industrial side other than I think it's common knowledge that Council is working with Carrier Lumber trying to come up with some opportunities for the community. In creating this community forest, it's just been an absolute success, and it's wonderful. There are over 100 people working right now in Valemount, which were not working a few months ago. It's an effort of the village to try to stimulate some industrial activity.
Wow.
Yeah, and it seems so far it's working. Council is working on industry and opportunities for the community forest, the future of the mill site. A recreational property, you know, the proposal for Kinbasket Permanent Lake, creating cottage country and a huge opportunity down on Kinbasket. Council has irons in the fire and they're working on these things. Meantime, if you're offered money to do a project, you should maybe take it. Valemount gets over $1 million worth of work just because they put their nose to the grindstone.
Right.
Yeah. Over the last 6 years, the village has been able to undertake just over $10 million in capital improvements, planning projects, actually infrastructure development projects, and we've received $7.75 million in grants. So that's about a 76% return through grants.
Right.
Valemount has been proactive in seeking out these grants and doing the work that we need to do, so down the road the village taxpayer doesn't have to pick up the full burden. Right now.